the Symphony of Existence. Welcome to our exploration of the spiritual view on the interconnection of all life. It is with great reverence that I invite you to explore the profound tapestry that weaves together the essence of everything that exists. We are not merely passing through this universe. We are part of its intricate design, threads within an endless weave. Imagine, if you will, a symphony. Each instrument contributes to the overall majesty of the performance. In isolation, a violin or a piano has beauty, but when combined with the orchestra, they create something transcendent. This is akin to our place in the cosmos. Each of us is an instrument in the grand symphony of existence. Our individual melodies contribute to the universal harmony that binds us all. Recognize that every thought you have, every action you take, resonates through the web of life like ripples on the surface of a pond. The energy we emit through our intentions and interactions doesn't end at the limits of our skin. It travels outward, affecting the world in ways seen and unseen. We are, in essence, energy beings, vibrating at various frequencies, contributing to the collective vibration of all that is. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. We must understand that the separateness we feel is an illusion, a construct of the mind that fails to perceive the interconnectedness at the heart of all things. The air you breathe was exhaled by trees, and the water you drink was once part of vast oceans that cover our planet. These elements cycle through us, just as our own energies cycle through the lives of others. This interconnectedness extends beyond the physical world. Our emotions, too, are not solely our own. The joy you feel can uplift a stranger you pass on the street. The sorrow you experience can be felt on some level by those around you. We are all emotional beings, and our inner experiences reverberate through the collective consciousness. Now, consider the impact of our collective thoughts and actions on the world around us. If we act from a place of fear and scarcity, we nourish those energies and see them reflected back to us in the world. But if we choose love, compassion, and abundance, we cultivate those qualities not only within ourselves, but within the collective soul of humanity. In this vein, the choices we make carry weight beyond our comprehension. To live spiritually is to live with the awareness that every choice is a note in the symphony of existence. It is to choose notes that harmonize with the melodies of others, to create chords of compassion, empathy, and understanding. To live with this awareness is not to carry a burden, but to embrace the most profound freedom. We are free to choose how we contribute to the symphony of life. We can choose to be the discordant note or the harmonious chord, and in this choice lies our power and our gift to the universe. In the stillness of your being, you can hear the music of the cosmos. It is in this silence that the wisdom of interconnectedness speaks. Listen to the whispers of the trees, the murmurs of the ocean, and the silent gaze of the stars. They are all part of the symphony, and they are all part of you. The natural world thrives on symbiosis and collaboration. The bee and the flower, the river and the landscape, the sun and the earth, all are dancing together in an eternal embrace. We too are called to dance in harmony with the life that surrounds us. As you move through your day, be mindful of your melody. Notice how it interacts with the world. Are you in harmony with the environment, with other people, with your inner self? This mindfulness is the key to composing a life of spiritual depth and connection. And now I invite you to consider the significance of your presence in this symphony. You are not here by accident. Your life is a series of notes that have the potential to elevate the music of the universe to new heights. How will you play your part in this divine composition? The Luminous Web of Coexistence. In this next phase of our exploration, we turn to the luminous web of coexistence that binds us all. It is within this web that the light of our individual souls intermingles, creating a radiant tapestry of spiritual connection. The universe operates on principles of balance and harmony. Consider the precision of celestial bodies, orbiting in an intricate dance governed by gravitational forces. Much like these cosmic entities, we too are governed by unseen forces. The law of cause and effect, often understood as karma, is one such force. It teaches us that our actions have repercussions that extend far beyond our immediate perception. The words we speak, the feelings we nurture, and the intentions behind our actions weave into the collective experience. We must become custodians of this web, caretakers of the spiritual ecosystem in which we exist. Just as we would not pollute a river that provides us with sustenance, we must not taint the spiritual web with negativity or malice. Our thoughts and deeds are like seeds planted in the garden of the collective consciousness. What we sow, we and others will surely reap. The light within us can illuminate the darkest corners of human experience. It can bring warmth to the cold, guidance to the lost, and comfort to the suffering. We are luminaries, and our collective illumination can outshine the shadows cast by ignorance and fear. To embrace this role, we must first recognize the divine spark within ourselves and then see it mirrored in all beings. Imagine for a moment that every person you encounter carries a flame identical to yours. This flame is the essence of their being, their soul, their true nature. When you interact with them, you are not merely engaging with their external persona, but with their inner light. With this realization, how might your interactions change? How might your perception of strangers, friends, and even adversaries shift? The web of coexistence is not limited to humanity. All life forms, from the smallest microorganism to the largest creatures, are entwined within it. The Earth itself, Gaia, is a living, breathing entity, and we are symbiotically connected to her well-being. Our spiritual evolution is dependent on the recognition of this connection and on our willingness to act in ways that honor all forms of life. When we make decisions, whether in our personal lives, in business, or at the societal level, we must consider the broader impact of these choices. To exploit the earth is to harm ourselves. To cherish and protect it is to nurture our own spiritual essence. Our relationship with the environment is a direct reflection of our relationship with ourselves. The luminous web also captures the beauty of diversity. Each strand is unique, each intersection a point of potential transformation. We are diverse in our expressions of life, in our cultures, beliefs, and experiences. Yet, this diversity is not a cause for division, but for celebration. Like a prism that reveals the spectrum of light within a single beam, our differences show us the myriad expressions of the sacred. To honor this diversity, we must cultivate deep compassion and empathy. These qualities allow us to connect with others beyond the superficial, to see the world through their eyes and to feel the world through their hearts. Empathy is a bridge between souls, a way of acknowledging the sacred flame within each person we meet. As we hold space for the light of others, we help to strengthen the web of coexistence. This is not passive work. It requires active engagement, a conscious decision to be a force for unity and healing. Each act of kindness, each word of encouragement, each gesture of understanding contributes to the fortification of the web. In your daily life, you have endless opportunities to reinforce the luminous web. Whether it's through your career, your hobbies, or your relationships, you can be an agent of interconnection. You can choose to be a thread that strengthens the fabric of the universe, or one that seeks to unravel it. We must also learn to navigate the web with grace. Challenges and conflicts are inevitable. They are the friction that polishes the soul. How we respond to these trials is a testament to our spiritual maturity. Do we become entangled in the web, ensnared by our lower instincts, or do we use these moments as catalysts for growth and deeper understanding? And so I invite you to reflect on the role you play in the luminous web of coexistence. How do you nurture the light within yourself and in others? How do you contribute to the beauty and harmony of the whole? Your life is a precious thread in the divine tapestry. May you weave it with intention and love. The ocean of consciousness. We now dive deeper into the spiritual view of interconnection, immersing ourselves in the vast ocean of consciousness that unites all life. In this ocean, every drop is both individual and part of the whole, distinct yet indistinguishable when merged with the vastness of the collective. Consciousness is the field in which all experiences arise. It is the backdrop of our existence, the canvas upon which the art of life is painted. We are not separate entities navigating an external world. We are expressions of consciousness experiencing itself in myriad forms. This ocean does not discriminate. It holds within it the capacity for every human emotion, every thought, every possible expression of being. It is infinite in its depth and eternal in its existence. To tap into this consciousness is to access a wellspring of wisdom that transcends the limits of individual understanding. In this space, the concept of I merges with the universal we. The ego, which seeks to assert its individuality, is revealed to be a construct, a useful one at times, but ultimately a veil that obscures the unity of all existence. The ocean of consciousness invites us to dissolve this veil and experience the fullness of being that lies beyond. As we navigate this ocean, we must learn to swim with the currents of life, rather than against them. These currents carry us through the experiences we need for our soul's growth and evolution. They bring us together with people and situations that reflect aspects of ourselves we need to see. When we resist these currents, we struggle unnecessarily and create suffering for ourselves and others. But when we surrender to the flow, we align with the greater movement of life. The ocean of consciousness is also the source of our intuition, that deep knowing that goes beyond rational thought. It is like an undercurrent that guides us toward our higher good. When we listen to this inner guidance, we move in harmony with the wisdom of the universe. Our intuition is a compass that points us toward choices and actions that resonate with our soul's purpose. In this vast ocean, every action we take, every word we speak, and even every thought we think has a ripple effect. These ripples can either be waves of positivity, affecting others in uplifting ways, or they can be tumultuous, causing disharmony and distress. We have the responsibility to be conscious of the ripples we create, for they travel far and wide, touching lives we may never directly interact with. Consider how our collective thoughts and emotions create a climate in this ocean. When there is a prevalence of fear, anger, and hatred in the collective consciousness, it creates stormy seas for us all. Conversely, when love, peace, and joy are the prevailing winds, the ocean is calm and nurturing. Each of us contributes to this climate, and thus we each have a hand in shaping the world we experience. In the depths of this ocean lie the unexplored territories of our own subconscious. Here, the wisdom of the ancestors, the lessons from past lives, and the archetypes that govern human experience reside. By venturing into these depths, we can uncover treasures of insight and understanding that illuminate our path forward. The ocean of consciousness does not recognize the artificial boundaries we erect between nations, races, or species. It sees all life as inherently valuable and interconnected. What we do to one part of the web, we do to the whole. This understanding calls us to live with compassion and reverence for all life, recognizing that in harming another, we harm ourselves. Living from this place of deep connection, we approach life with a sense of sacred activism. We become advocates for the well-being of the planet, for the protection of all living beings, and for the preservation of the delicate balance that sustains life. Our activism is not rooted in anger or opposition, but in love and the recognition of our unity. The practical advice here is simple yet profound. Align your life with the principles that govern the ocean of consciousness. Be mindful of the ripples you create. Listen to the guidance of your intuition and honor the interconnectedness of all life. When making decisions, consider the impact on the collective, not just the individual. Now, let us ponder the significance of our individual consciousness within the greater ocean. Are we merely drops that lose ourselves in the vastness, or are we active, dynamic forces shaping the very fabric of reality? The truth is, we are both. We are the drop and the ocean, the individual and the collective, the microcosm and the macrocosm. In every moment, you have the power to choose how you will influence the ocean of consciousness. Will your presence be one that heals and harmonizes, or will it be one that disturbs and disrupts? The choice is yours, and it is made in each breath, each thought, and each action. The heart of transformation. As we continue our spiritual voyage, we arrive at the heart of transformation, the core of our being where profound change and spiritual growth are seeded and nurtured. It is here, in the sanctum of the soul, that we encounter the power to reshape our lives and, by extension, the world around us. Transformation is the alchemy of the spirit, the process through which we transmute our base experiences into spiritual gold. It requires courage, for it means facing the shadows within us as well as the light. It calls for the dismantling of old structures and beliefs that no longer serve us, allowing for the birth of new perspectives that align with our highest good. At the heart of transformation lies the practice of presence. To be truly present is to experience each moment fully, without the overlays of past regrets or future anxieties. It is to be with what is, as it is, and to accept the reality of the now. This acceptance is not passive resignation, but an active engagement with life that opens the door to change. Presence allows us to see the interconnectedness of our experiences. It reveals the patterns in our lives, the recurring themes that are calling for our attention and transformation. By being present, we become conscious co-creators with the universe, working in tandem with the energies that shape our reality. The heart of transformation is also where we encounter our authentic selves, the unvarnished truth of who we are beyond the masks and defenses we've built up over time. It is here that we can shed the layers of identity that have been imposed upon us by society, family, or our own self-imposed limitations, and discover the essence of our true nature. This unveiling is often accompanied by a sense of liberation, as we are no longer confined by the narrow definitions of self that have constricted our potential. In this space of authenticity, we can explore the vastness of our being and the multitude of possibilities that life offers. The process of transformation is inherently linked to the concept of surrender. This is not a surrender to an external force or entity, but a surrender to the higher aspects of our own being. It is a letting go of resistance to what is, and a trust in the flow of life. When we surrender, we open ourselves to the guidance of our higher wisdom and allow the unfolding of our personal evolution. Surrender also involves the release of attachments to outcomes, to identities, to specific paths. It is an understanding that while we may set intentions and take actions towards our goals, the ultimate outcome is not always ours to control. This release can bring immense peace, as we trust that whatever the journey brings, it is what we need for our growth. In the heart of transformation, we also encounter the power of love. Love is the most potent force for change. It can soften the hardest of hearts and mend the deepest wounds. When we approach ourselves, others, and the world with a loving heart, we catalyze healing and transformation. Love in this context is not just a feeling but an active principle. It is the choice to be kind, compassionate, and understanding. It is the decision to act in ways that promote unity and harmony. It is the commitment to seeing the divine spark within all beings and treating them accordingly. The transformative journey is cyclical, not linear. We often find ourselves revisiting old issues or themes, but with each cycle, we have the opportunity to approach them from a higher level of consciousness. With each pass, we can peel back another layer, delve deeper, and emerge with greater wisdom and insight. Finally, transformation is a collective endeavor as much as it is an individual one. As we change, we become agents of change for others. Our personal growth contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. Our inner work is not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of all beings.